everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, we're back out in the nuke yard and we're here at these two hives that I videoed last week. The green hive is the one we added a secondary box to with 5 frames of drawn wax. So I'm going to get into that hive and see how the bees are doing. I'm sure they've polished the cells and the queen probably has got a good portion of it laid up in eggs. And then the purple hive here, I got into that hive and it was a smaller cluster of bees, and my friend Brad from Cajun Homestead YouTube channel mentioned in the comments that possibly they need some food, and he was absolutely right. I went ahead and gave this hive a quart of sugar water, and we want to get into this hive and see how maybe that has helped the queen, maybe sparked her interest in laying up a lot more brood due to the food is coming into the hive. So let's go ahead and suit up and get into the hives. Well, let's go ahead and get into this green hive and check the top box out and see what the queen has been doing. I would say that it's probably laid up with eggs for sure. We got plenty of bees. No queen on the inner cover. We do have a little bit of nectar here on the first frame on both sides, which is good. That's telling me that we have a little bit of a nectar flow. I'm going to go ahead and smoke these bees just a hair to calm them down. And yep, we have a full frame of eggs in here. So she has jumped right on these cells and laid her up with eggs. I do see some eggs on this side, but a little bit more nectar. And we got some cat brood here. I don't believe that was from, must have been from the bottom box where I must have brought it up as more of a bait frame. And we have some eggs here. This is a frame that has been partially drawn out. Definitely got eggs laid on that side as they're building the wax comb up. Hopefully they will build that out. And same way here, they have eggs and a little bit of nectar. So that's good. We'll go ahead and put the hive back together. Nothing surprising about that. I figured that's probably about where they would be as far as strength and laying eggs and everything. Now let's get into the purple hive here, where I put an extra box on to cover up the juice jar, and that juice jar is completely empty. It was full when I put that on, and that's another thing that if for the newer beekeepers, don't put a front feeder in, the entrance feeder, that will incite robbing. And what you want to do is take and put your jar with the feeder holes right over top of the inner cover hole, and then enclose it with a empty box, and that way the bees will be able to grab the food directly without any interference. So let's go in here and see how well they're doing this week. And there's no queen on the inner cover, of course. They look pretty good. They are a little bit more lively and not so much clustered like they were last week, which hopefully the sugar water has helped to do that. They have stored a lot of it in this frame, but in the middle of the frame is, I see fresh eggs and actually some milk brewed down there, a little bit of jelly, which is very encouraging. And there's the queen. She's right there on the side of that frame. Let me go ahead and bring it up. You can see her again. And she is right there. She's sort of a tiger stripe queen. Hopefully y'all can see that. There she is right there, right at the end of my finger. She's out in the open right now. So she's doing a great job of laying up eggs. And I would say that Brad's suggestion of feeding was definitely a good observation on his part, and also good for the colony. We got some cat brood, we got larvae. Same thing on that side, that'll be hatching out pretty soon. And another repeat here of cat brood, some larvae, some eggs, kind of a mix of all three stages of brood. Same thing on that side. So she's definitely going to town in this hive, and I would say for sure I do see sugar water, stored in the hive, and that is definitely what they need. I think what I also will do is I will put a fresh quart jar of sugar water on this hive to continue the progress the queen is being made when it comes to egg laying. And I will replace this jar. So let's close this hive on up, and I want to go on down the row here and check out a few other problem hives that we have. Well, we're here at one of my 10 frame production hives. Now this hive in particular has been giving me trouble pretty much all summer. It went queenless. I put a nuke in it with a queen, papered it in, and everything looked good. And now it's queenless again. I did add some brood to it here last week from some other hives, kind of set those hives back so they wouldn't swarm. So we're going to go ahead and get into this hive here today, kind of check to see where this hive is as far as bees, and maybe they've made a queen cell for me, I'm hoping. Or I'll just take and replace this hive after it sort of dies down and put a nuke in its place. But we'll see what we got here. Like I said, last week we put in several frames of brood. We got food for sure in here. We're looking good when it comes to that. I'm just kind of seeing whether or not the spotter lanternfly, I have started to see the adult flies. They're kind of like a moth looking thing. Of course they came from China and they're invasive. But I will have to say the one good thing for beekeeping, they do provide some nectar through their honeydew for the hives, which I leave on the hive. And yes, we do have some queen cells. So hopefully this hive is going to requeen itself. And I don't see any other evidence of any type of like laying worker or nothing like that at this time. So, but I do have 3 queen cells. I kind of broke them a little bit. I think that they'll repair them. I'll have to. There's another queen cell, and it does have a larvae in it. So, oh, we do have a queen right here. She's a virgin, it looks to be. Let me see if I can bring it up to her, let you see her. Right there at the end of my hive tool. There she is. There she goes, right there. So that's great. Finally, something is happening in this hive in a positive way. So that pretty much takes care of that situation. So we'll go ahead and we'll close this hive on up and market the fact that we actually have a virgin queen. So I'm hoping to see some new fresh eggs here as soon as she gets mated. I'll give her at least a couple more weeks, and that will be good for me, and the fact that this hive will survive and hopefully get bigger and have enough bees to get through the winter. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.